Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. In this tutorial, we are going to implement some div elements along with some background images into a carousel slider used in Bootstrap 4. Stay tuned. Now, using this div element as the elements of a carousel slider is quite advantageous. Above all other things, the first thing that we are going to enjoy is we are about to eradicate any kind of mismatch in the image dimensions. As an example, if we head back into our project, we can see that this is an image that we had used into our project. There goes the next image, and we can see that already there's been a mismatch been observed into our image. So to eradicate any kind of mismatch in height attributes or mismatch in width attributes, we need to use our images as a background image, and the usage of background blending mode as we had used earlier. As we can see right over here that all of these images, they are having some kind of blending effects being fused into them. So this is the advantage of using an image as a background of any div element. So let's hop in. This is the project which has been opened into the text editor. So this is what we did next. The first thing that we did, we had copied some carousel slider codes right over here, and all those things have been copied from their official website. So all we need to do, we need to head back to Google and we need to type in all those key phrases to look for this Bootstrap 4 carousel slider, and immediately we should be finding the desired official website of Bootstrap 4 from where we will be copying all these codes and we'll be using them into our project. We can see that we have practically used an image element with a definite source. I have updated this file path right over here. So all of these things, those are practically image elements so far. But what if we just remove all these image sources or image elements along with some div elements right over here with some background image? This is what we are going to do next. The very first thing, all we need to do, we need to comment them out. In the similar fashion, we will be commenting off this second image element, and we will be commenting off the third image element right over here. And here goes the third image element. So we have practically commented off every image element present into our code so far. Now if we press Ctrl S and if we head back to our project and reload, so we can see that this will be the obvious scenario. Now the next thing is we need to implement some div element into our carousel slider, and we will be checking on whether they are working or not. So in the next case, we'll be heading back to our text editor, and here we will be introducing a new div class which is known as slider. So we are introducing a div element which is using a class name of slider. So we are practically using two back-to-back div elements into our project. The first one is slider, and the second div element will be using a class name of slider1. Now press Ctrl S. If we now head back to our project and reload, we won't be able to observe any changes into it, as we haven't defined any kind of CSS customization, CSS rules into this class name. So the next thing is we need to customize our div elements right over here. So in the first case, we'll be creating a class name. There it goes. This is the slideshow code. It's something separate. So this will be code comes here. So the width will be 100%. This is the first thing. The height will be In the first case, we'll be using this 19 VH. So another thing, why we are using every time this kind of viewport height right over here. The main cause is we want to use 90% of the total available viewport height. And in the first place, let's see are they working or not. So I will be putting here background color of for say this one. This is the red background color. Press Ctrl S, head back and reload, and we can see that it is practically being imposed into our project. So everything is working for the time being. We won't be needing any kind of background color in this first place. Or additionally, all we can do here, just remove this background color from here and change it to something different. So there it goes, reload, and we can see that this will be the obvious result. First of all, let's head back to this bootstrap testing.html. We will be copying each and every part of it. So let's copy this whole thing, copy and paste them into other sliders where we are practically about to make usage of these classes. This will be slider 2 and this will be slider 3. Let's head back to our style.css. In the next case, we need to make some proper CSS customization to our sliders inside. So we'll be using the slider 1. This is the second class, slider 2 dot slider 3. Now all of them will be using some kind of common CSS properties, and the height will be exactly same as being defined into the parent holder here, slider class. The background size, it should be covering up the whole slider. There it goes up to this far, and in the next case